Namaste, friends. Welcome back to another day of Love Yoga program. We're on day 4, and today is called The Wounded Healer. And this story archetype of a wounded healer means a lot to me. I identify a lot with it as someone who's had my fair share of ego deaths, feeling like I've acquired a lot of wounds, trauma, a lot of darkness, and begin to heal myself. Done that many times over, and I believe each time I get bigger and stronger and more wise. So the wounded healer means a lot. I know that we all have this inner wounded healer within us. We all can heal ourselves from our wounds, and we all have wounds to heal. We all have a shadow side. So working with our shadow and doing shadow work is very much a part of the wounded healer journey. And when we have our shadows to work with, see if we can see our shadow with compassion and gratitude, if it's possible. I know it's easier said than done, but compassion and gratitude is a higher vibration. So when we have darkness, if we can rise to a high vibration, it sort of lightens up the darkness and begins to transmute the darkness in and around us. So then we can start to heal our wounds and begin to grow and manifest better and look back on our journey and help others grow as well. So we all have this inner wounded healer potential to heal ourselves via yoga, via the breath and the perspective that we and the beliefs that we hold. So I hope you enjoy. So you can grab your props. I have a blanket, a bolster, and a block behind me, just within arm's reach. We will be needing them potentially, and you can meet me in Sukhasana easy seat. Just crisscross, or whatever. You can sit on your heels, whatever feels comfortable for you today. If you want to take lotus, you may. And we can just roll the shoulders back up and back down the spine. Breathing into the upper back, roll your shoulders back, and you can rotate them in the opposite direction. And inhale, breathe the shoulders forward, exhale, drop them down and relax. You can shake your head no, look left to right, lengthen the crown of the head tall, and shake your head yes. Chin into chest, feel the back open, and then chin up, feel the heart open. Inhale, coming back to center, relax the head. And you can take a mudra, a hand gesture that channels energy because the hands have energy centers and connected to all the chakras. So when we take certain hand gestures, certain mudras, we can connect certain energies in the body. So if we take our pointer finger and our thumb and move them together, this grounds us. This is activating the earth element within the body, which is perfect for when we feel ungrounded, very unsettled in the root chakra, very unsafe. We can ground through our hands. And let's just close our eyes and connect to the breath. Breathe in through the nose. Sit up taller. Breathe out through the mouth. And I invite you to keep breathing and soften or close the eyes. Inhale. Feel cool air enter the nostrils. Exhale. Feel heat emanate from the mouth. As you keep breathing, I will read you a quote that beautifully encompasses the journey of the wounded healer. Only in my pain did I find my will. Only in my chaos did I learn to be still. Only in my fear did I find my might. Only in my darkness did I see my light. Unknown. The shaman is not nearly a sick man or a madman. He's a sick man who has healed himself. Terence McKenna. The wound is where the light comes in. Rumi. As we breathe into those words, allow those words and the feeling they give to settle into every cell. You can inhale, start to open the eyes, find awareness back into the body. As we open the eyes, we can shift the spine side to side. Finding some articulation in the spine, and you can move the spine forward and back. Allowing the hips to sink deeper into the earth. Inhale, back to center. You can relax the spine in neutral. Exhale, taking the right hand across the body to the inhale. You can relax the spine, coming back into neutral state. Exhale, take the left hand and place it on the outer edge of the right knee, twist. Lengthen the spine away, press the knee away from the spine, twist even deeper. Breathe in, coming up out of this. Breathe out, finding your way to the other side, twist. Lengthen away from the pelvis, twisting from the core. Unraveling out of this, breathe in. Come onto your all fours, breathe out. You can grab your block here as we prepare for child's pose. Bringing our toes together, moving the heels away. You can sit onto the heels, knees open wide. Let's place our block under our forehead. Keep relaxing. Soften into ourselves. Collapsing in on ourselves, finding the peace here. You can reach your arms forward, breathe in. Prepare for tabletop, breathe out. Slowly rising up out of child's pose into tabletop. You can remove the prop you have and come onto all fours and begin to circle the spine, circle the hips. Finding a somatic flow. Somatic means being in the body, being embodied. So just feeling into the body, not taking anything as a wrong answer. Whatever the body guides you to do, move however you'd like. If you're moving in a circle, you can reverse a circle. For instance, you can do figure eights. You can circle the crown of the head and the tailbone together. Whatever you choose. Feel the pleasure of every motion. Doing whatever the body calls for. Whatever feels good for you now on tabletop. Just keep flowing with the breath. Move to the sound of the breath. You can incorporate the elbows if you haven't already. Using levels, going down low, staying up, going up high. Breathe into the back of the throat. Breathe in for cow and breathe out for cats. Round out. Lift, lift, lift the belly. And inhale, you can take a hold here in cow. Looking ahead of you, looking slightly up. Inhale, neutral spine, exhale, round out the spine. Take a little pause here. In, arch spine. Bringing the right knee in towards our chest. You can bring the right foot through, lead the lower back knee down, come into low lunge. You can rise up, bringing the hands right above the knee, making sure that the knee on the ground is nice and comfortable, protected. And you can sink the hips down. We'll stay here for a few breaths. So if you need to place both hands down for level ones, that's completely fine. Or level twos, maybe try to rise up. And if you need to lower down at any time, you may. If you need to use your block, if you want to take a twist, make this pose your own. Breathe into the hips. You can raise your arms up. Exhale, you can bring the hands to heart. If you would like to have more motion here, you can take some side to side arms. You can bring the hands on the hips. Just keep breathing with every posture in the arms you choose. Have intention and keep moving with the breath. Keep activating through the breath. Relaxing through the hips, activating the core. If your hands are on the floor, make sure we're still activating flat back, opening up the heart. Stay here for a few more breaths. Inhale. You can shift the weight back, come into half splits for a moment. You can use your block. Draw the chest down towards the front leg. Inhale, bending the front knee. Exhale, coming back to tabletop. Bring that front foot back. And we can roll out the hips in a circle on tabletop. You can reverse the circle. Shaking your tailbone as if you had a tail. Move it side to side. You can shake your legs. Shake, shake, shake. As you prepare for the other side, left knee into chest. Breathe it through. Come into low lunge on the left side. Sink into the hips. Breathe into the hips. So we're not directly upright, we're definitely activating into the hip flexor. Into the groin. Notice how the opening in the hips may affect the shoulders or other parts of the body. Mindful arms. Inhale, you can reach your arms up. Exhale, bring them through. Inhale, lift the arms. A little bit of back bend. Exhale, bring the hands down. Maybe bring the chin down. If you need more dynamic, you can bring the arms into more of a dynamic pose, flow. If being still in one pose feels like too much. And you can always place your hands down. Feel the tailbone lengthen down towards the floor. Hands on the ground. See if you can sink into the hips, sink the hips down even more to the earth. Notice how the fingers and toes are. See if you can relax them, soften them into the mat. Whenever you feel, you can come into half splits. Draw the chin down towards the knee. And relax over the front leg. Feeling the tailbone open up, feeling the hamstrings on the left side open. Feel free to micro bend the knee too. Exhale. Bend the elbows, folding even more. Allow the crown of the head to get heavier. Breathe in, coming out of this, and breathe out. Walking the hands forward, walking the leg back, tabletop. Finding your hip circles, balancing, finding connection of both hips again. Keep moving into the floor. Prepare for Sphinx pose. So pressing my forearms down into the mat, pressing the tops of my toes down into the mat. I can widen my legs as much as I'd like here as we're staying here for a few breaths, and press our pelvis down into the mat. Really open up the hips and relax the hips down to the floor. Inhale, press into the forearms and lift the heart even more. You can look slightly up here, feeling the regalness of this pose. Exhale into the heart. Inhale, engage into the little back bend here. Open up the back body. Open up the front body. Soften or close your eyes. See if we can relax even more into this pose. Finding this pose within your body naturally. Seeing how we can soften even more into Sphinx. Feeling energy emanate from the heart, from the throat, out in front of us into the room. We're in or outside. And you can send that energy out around you in this divine color, light of your choosing, to create a bubble around that protects you, divine light. Feel the energy moving out from the heart, divine love, from the throat, out, all around, divine, beautiful colored light encompasses your body, creating a safe cocoon for you to rest and heal energetically and spiritually whenever you need. Notice how even if we're staying still, we still have to find dynamic energy within stillness, perhaps even more than when we're moving a lot. It's easier to move through a lot of motions. Notice if anything comes up as we're staying in poses a little longer. And let any experiences go without judgment. And exhale. You can lower your chest onto the floor. Relax one side of the face down. Relax the other side of the face down. You can shake your hips from side to side, shaking the legs. You can grab the feet here and find a quad stretch. You can press the feet into the hands, bringing the shoulder blades together, sort of a reverse wheel. You can lift the chest up, rise up even more. Exhale, lower chest back to floor. Inhale, bringing the hands either side. Exhale, press back, child's pose. Grabbing your props. Make yourself nice and comfy here. Shoulders nice and relaxed. Breathe the heartbeat down into the earth. Feeling the chest open, melting, giving love directly to the earth if you have it available, or to yourself if you need it. Inhale, let's rise out of here. And exhale, coming into all fours. Prepare for pigeon on the right side. So inhale, right shin bone forward and down, flex the right foot. You can use a block under your leg if you need. You can sit on a block high under the front of the leg. You can use 2 blocks. Take whatever position you need. Staying here for a few breaths. You can use no props at all. Make sure you're just keeping the alignment, making sure the front foot remains flexed. I'm using a bolster to rest my forehead down. So you can bring 4 pillows together, bolster, prop, or you can forward fold down if you'd like. Just nice deep exhalations lets the body know that we're safe in the stretch. Even if the body's a little uncomfortable, we'll be okay. So draw your exhalations. Exhale, rising up out of this if you're in forward fold gently. And undoing the props, you can rotate the right knee in circles in tabletop. Undoing the hip. Stretch and reverse opposite circle. Inhale, back, down. Exhale, prepare for the opposite side. Inhale, pigeon on the left side. Bringing the floor to us allows the stretch to be a little bit more gentle on the body. Yin is so amazing as we are really able to dive deeper into each pose, sitting longer, noticing lessons that are coming up from each pose a little stronger. So if you feel activated in any pose, triggered in any way, feel free to just come out of it, move into child's pose, and know that once again, moving with and working with our shadow is natural when we do yoga, and that is a sign that we're healing, so it's a good thing. If you have capacity to see it like that, no spiritual bypassing toxic positivity, but knowing that gratitude is a higher vibration, and if we can tap into it on any level, we will begin to see healing. But that being said, darkness is a part of life, and it's a part of being a healer. So if we are going through pain or suffering, that is allowed to be, and very understandable as well. It's very natural. So it's nothing to be ashamed of. Keep breathing into the stretch. Exhale, maybe take a forward fold here, allowing your head to rest on a prop if you have it available. Stay squared in hips, stay activated into the pose. Feel the lower back open up, the hips open up, maybe even the shoulders. And surrender into this fourth fold, coming into ourself, into our shadow. Feel the beauty of the stillness of the shadow, the solitude. peace. Inhale, strong breath in. Exhale, let's come out of this, rising up. Inhale, exhale. Moving into tabletop roll with the knee out. And reverse the knee roll. Inhale. Coming into easy seat. Staying in easy seat, or you can come into half lotus, bringing the whichever foot that's on top into the opposite thigh or hip crevice. And you can stay here in half lotus, or for my experienced yogis, you can go into full lotus, which is for those of you who have not seen, bringing the opposite foot that's underneath on top as well. Ooh, but that is not feeling comfortable in my body today. So I'm going to stay in half lotus. Exhale. Breathe out. Inhale, you can take a block. Exhale, place it on the right side, so away from the knee that's in half lotus. And exhale, forward fold. Feel the stretch in the left hip. Relax into the stretch. Sinking deep into the sits bones. So sinking the glutes down into the earth. Keep breathing. Inhale, you can rise out of this, undoing that lotus. Woo! Exhale, bring the feet down. You can rock the knees from side to side, undoing that stretch, opening out the legs, closing, open, close, breathe into the hips as you prepare for the other side. So we're going to go to half lotus on the other side, so the opposite foot is on top this time. And we're going to move the block to the opposite side. You can just sit in half lotus for a minute though and feel how this side feels in relation to the first, noticing what messages or what energy resides on this side of the spot of the hips. So find a moment to check in, and when you're ready you can take your forward fold, moving away from the top knee. And you can always take a bolster or blanket, as always, and place it if your knee feels a little tender in the pose. As always, the poses should feel comfortable, relaxing, maybe a little challenging, but never painful. If it's painful, slowly come out of it and just lay down on your back or go into child's pose. Notice whatever sounds is arising within your environment and seeing if you can allow them to become a part of the soundtrack of your practice along with the breath. Allowing any sensations, any sensory inputs to be pushed into the background of your experience. Keep breathing in your forward fold. Seeing if that top knee can draw down and relax even more, opening up the top hip. You can feel activation in the belly with the forward fold. Moving the chest away from the stretching hip, feeling that duality, that point of tension, that in a good way, that both points in the body are stretching away from each other. Feel that expansion, the growth. Breathe in, slowly rise out of this and breathe out. You can unwind the knees slowly, move your props, and gently rock from side to side. Massage your sits bones. Slowly open up into wide straddle. Protect your knees, bend your knees, and not going to the furthest extent of that you can stretch. Finding some moderation here as we'll stay here for a few breaths. Breathe in, lift the chest, breathe out. Just lower the legs into the mat, allow them to sink even heavier. You can rock from side to side, massage your sits bones in this forward or this wide-legged stretch. And if you're ready, you can take a bolster, place it in between your legs, and begin to forward fold. If you would like to find your mudra to ground you even more, find your index and thumb together. Breathe into the back of the throat. Allow the body to relax even more into the pose. Allow the feet to soften, turn out if you can, if your body allows. Keep breathing in forward, wide-legged forward fold. Breathe in, coming up out of here, and breathe out. Let's find our way onto our spine. Exhale, lower down, vertebrae by vertebrae. And you can feel the knees into the chest, Upasana. Coming into a ball, let's just rock from side to side. Relaxing the crown of the head and the spine into the floor. Relax the shoulders and enjoy a little back massage here. And you can keep rocking if you want, or find stillness. Staying here for a moment, feeling like a child, fetal position, feeling safe in our own shell. Know that this is a self-soothing pose. So if you need self-soothing, this is a great pose to take. If you're feeling stressed or panicked, feeling the weight of the legs in the core calms us down, and it stimulates the vagus nerve, which activates rest and digest, allows us to rest in a moment and digest and process any trauma that might be going on. You can soften or close your eyes. And feel the back of the body melt into the floor even more. Notice the small sensations, the more dynamic, small, energetic sensations of the pose. Like feeling the pelvis open up here, feeling the hips open more and more. And from Vipassana, from knees into chest, you can move out to Shavasana, just laying down. You can grab your blanket if you need some extra layers, if it's cold in your space. For the last pose, breathe in and breathe out. Relax your breath. Relax every cell in your body, every limb, every tissue into the floor. You can hold on to your mudra if you like, grounding you even deeper. Taking a few moments to moving into your omniscient self, the self that's unbothered by space, environment, any conditions outside of you. And you can stay here for as long as you need. Pause the video or join me in a few more breaths. Breathe in, rolling over to one side. Still keeping your eyes closed, still in the Shavasana state. In our cradle position. Feel like a baby in the womb. And you can feel reborn as we awaken, opening our eyes, slowly rising up. To conclude our practice today, you can bring your hands to your heart, bowing to your heart for the higher love and the connection to inner child. Bring your hands above the third eye and bow to the third eye, feeling gratitude for our imagination, higher connection to the higher realms, and bring the hands above the head, feeling grateful for our life here, our connection to the one through our individual self. You can bring the hands down, feeling gratitude for being the wounded healer, for healing ourselves through yoga. I thank you so much for joining me today, and I love to hear any feedback. Please like, share, subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Hope you enjoyed today, and I'll see you tomorrow. Namaste.